If you like this puppet, then and would like to see more, then please like and subscribe to my channel. It really helps. So I built this puppet out of Lego Technic. There are a lot of different pieces in it. I didn't do an exact count. It's held together by yarn and Lego Technic pins. It has a couple parts that are a little bit difficult to find, but those can be replaced in some ways. It's just not going to be as sturdy. But the setup that I have right now allows it so that I can control the puppet's legs and arms, not quite independently because the other one still moves, just not as much. Like so. As you can see, the puppet is not moving quite as fluently as I would have hoped, but it is still moving, and I think it's looking good. So, one of the main things that I tried to do, because I challenged myself to build a puppet, what I decided I wanted to do was I wanted to have it be very portable. Because as you can see, he's pretty big. Like, I think I have average sized hands, but he is like 3 hands tall and about 2 wide. In total, including string, I think he's about 1 foot long. Tall. Not very wide, he's pretty skinny. But it is fun, you can make him dance. You can wave. And if you want to get some really, really weird positions, this piece turns like that. So we can turn his head, if you have one. This is only the skeleton. I might do a part 2 if I decide to make him a shell, which would make him look more real. Because right now it looks more like a robot. I think the proportions are pretty good. Although that's just my preference. One of the things that I still need to work on is that he can bend his leg like this. And obviously you don't want this. If you are able to do this, then your leg is either broken or you're boneless. But back to portability. How I made him portable is this little line right here. This is holding the whole puppet up. You can't really get a puppet that will look like this without this main string. So usually there's about 5 strings. One that's attached to the whole frame. See, if I lift it up, it all goes neutral. And without this string, it just crumples up. But that's actually part of the plan. Because when I pull this pin right here, when I pull this out, he folds up all nice and he's easy to carry. Well, easier. It's always going to look awkward when you're carrying a puppet. But then as soon as you get to desired destination, just reattach the pin and he holds himself back up. I think it's very fun to play with. Some of you guys may not have all these pieces, but so long as you have quite a few pins and some of these Technic beams, then you should be able to build a puppet of some sort. You can also just do this with a square. Literally, you could just have the corners of the square raise. So you can do it to make like a flying car. Heck, you could do it on, like, I could make a puppy out of these. So long as you know the basic mechanism, then it's really, really easy to perfect. And also, just my preference, I put a little string up top, and that allows him to be hung so that he can stand here all creepy-like. It'd be especially creepy if I gave him a frame.